going to assume that you're watching this video because you're looking for a reliable, predictable way to scale up your e-commerce growth. Now, I've spoken to numerous e-commerce store owners, marketing managers, executives, etc. And whenever I would go through the list of things that they do to grow their business, invariably, if the shop is like $20 million or less, there are a number of gaps. And what that means is, for example, in your arsenal, you have 10 different tactics that you could deploy to grow your business, but you deploy like 3. And the reason why you do 3 is because those 3 result in the biggest bang for the buck. Now, the issue with that is that when you do 3 instead of 10 or instead of 5, the total sum of your effort produces an X result. And if you would have done all of them, 5 or 10, you would have gotten a Y result. And Y is always substantially bigger because when it comes to specifically to SEO, the more things you do, the more power and momentum they gain. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 common techniques, tactics, that are often overlooked. And you really have to dig into this because like individually, each one of them is important and you're probably doing some of them, but combined, they have the real power. So you have to look at them as a grand total that works for your shop. If you do not have the capability to deploy all of those things on your own, you can always look outside to companies like Comrade and fill in the gaps in your production so that you could actually scale up faster. So the first tactic, this is really important and very simple. Your site, your products need to be where and when your shoppers are looking for them. I know it sounds ridiculously simplified, but that's how it is. Your customers, your buyers may be looking for your product in Google, in Amazon, in Bing, in wherever they may look. If you do not pop up everywhere they're looking, guess what? You lost that power of capturing them, driving them to your website, and showing to Google that your website gets more and more traffic. When you do deploy your ads and your content on every single platform where your customers are looking so that they can find you or your products rather when they're looking, that creates a serious momentum. It shows to Google that more and more people are coming to your website. So do have product feed in Google Shopping, do pop up in contextual ads, do have links in Google, do advertise through Bing, although there is not a lot of traffic there, but that traffic for many product categories tend to convert better. Do have listings on Amazon, even if you don't want to sell through Amazon, right? Invariably, so many people, when they're looking at a product on Amazon, they're going to Google you, the seller, or they're going to search up your store on Amazon rather, and then Google you, right, and go to your website. The more traffic comes to your website, the better. Now the next one is, the more time they spend on your website, the better. This is a simple SEO tactic, but when you look at the vast majority of smaller, again, $20 million or less in revenue, smaller e-commerce shops, the one thing that they do not do is they do not produce unique and high value product descriptions. Here's what I mean by that. Most e-commerce shops have the same product descriptions as everybody else because those are the product descriptions that were supplied to them by the manufacturers. Now it's a travesty because Google actually penalizes you for 1, having duplicate content with everyone else, and 2, most of those product descriptions are short. They're called thin content, meaning 250 words in length or less. And most manufacturers are notorious for addressing some of the features and benefits of the product that they want to sell, but not addressing the objections that buyers would have when looking at the product and comparing them to others. So do take the time to invest into your product descriptions. By the way, you can see there will be a cross-link down below in the text to a video and specific post where I do talk about how to create high-performance product descriptions. So when you do create those high-performance product descriptions, they address features and benefits, unique words, not OEM stuff. They address reasons why people would not buy the product, make sure that it's lengthy and comprehensive for each product description. They will have a product demo, a video. Why it's important to have a video? In the age when it's so simple to create, it keeps people more engaged with your content, interacting with your product for longer on your website, showing to Google once again that your website is more credible than those of your competitors who fail to create comprehensive product descriptions, who fail to create product demo videos, all incredibly important things. and thus Google will continue to send more and more and more people to your website, which is what you want, because that momentum breeds even more momentum, which brings even more sales, and that's what you're ultimately after. So this is the second thing. The third tactic is you got to make sure to give them an offer that will end up collecting email addresses. Why? And what does that have to do with SEO? Quite simply, by collecting their email addresses, you can follow up with them whether they buy something or don't buy anything. What does that follow-up do? Well, if you're good at writing sales emails, there will be a percentage of people who are going to open those emails, and a percentage of people who, once they open the email, they're going to actually click through the offer that you have in the email and go back to your website, which once again shows to Google that your website is very credible, because there are more and more people coming to your website from different channels. This is important for SEO. The more relevant traffic comes to your website, the higher your website is going to rank in comparison to your competitors who could not be bothered to do all this work. Now, is this work? Is this a lot of work? Of course it is, but making money usually takes effort and money, so you got to invest. You may say, well, Sasha, I don't have the resources to do this, or to do this in mass. That's fine. You can go slow, or you could fill in the gaps in your marketing department by hiring an external company like Ecommerce. Talk to us, click on contact us wherever you may be watching this video. Just contact us and we'll tell you how we can help you deploy a lot of unique and effective product descriptions on your website, on your Amazon listings, etc., etc. Next, and this is super counterintuitive because this seems to not have anything to do with SEO, but maximizing your average order value by offering complementary products, whether before they check out or on checkout, is an effective SEO tactic, because once again, it keeps them on your page longer. Not only does it help you generate more revenue and profit per customer. Why profit? Because, well, first of all, you made a second sale. Second of all, you only spend money once on acquiring this customer, but now instead of selling them one product, you're selling them two products, or you're selling greater quantity of the first product that they were planning to buy. With all of that, they're also spending more time on your site, thus showing to Google that your site is very, very relevant. Thus, once again, perpetuating that cycle of more and more traffic coming to your website. Last but not least, remarketing, remarketing, remarketing. Yes, we also consider remarketing kind of an SEO thing, because through doing more remarketing, more and more people come to your website, spend more time with your website, as long as your product descriptions are optimized and unique and have product demo videos, etc., etc. They're spending more time showing to Google that your website is very, very relevant. So these are the 5 somewhat unconventional tactics. Number 1, be where and when they're looking for your products. Number 2, give them product descriptions that will make them want to consume that content and that will make Google want to send more people to that content. Number 3, collect their emails and email them effective offers so more people are coming to your website. Number 4, maximize your average order value, keep them on the site longer. And number 5, deploy remarketing ads everywhere you can so that you maximize conversion, right, from the first-time visitors, so they buy more and so that they spend cumulatively more time on your website. Thus, once again, showing to Google that your website is incredibly relevant to the buyers who are looking in the products for the products in the categories that you're selling. You do all of those things combined, they have a lot more power, a lot more punching power to make a dent in your competitive universe and get you to rank higher, and thus bring more traffic and more traffic and more traffic, which will convert into more and more dollars. All of this is work worth doing, whether internally or externally, or some sort of a combination of internal and external factors. Get this thing going. Start investigating how you can do this, either internally or externally, and just get this going. And a year from now, your sales are going to, sooner than a year from now, but especially a year from now, your sales are going to catapult forward in a tremendous way. And you're welcome.